was then.
Well, first off, I want to thank all the fans who supported us through the thick and thin. We've been through a lot this season, and to have our first home win tonight on a Saturday night is a great feeling. And I think our crowd, even though we're 1-8, did a great job of showing up and cheering us on. So I want to first give props to that. I think the one thing we finally did, we finished. I think in the red zone, I think we were, real efficient. I think we were in the 80% tonight. I think we only had, 2 drives. We didn't score in the red zone. We executed really well. We still left some things out on the table, but I think the one thing we did well was execute. When we missed some, we came right back and understood what we missed. And I think the guys did a great job of communicating with each other tonight. I kind of all week we've been doing a great job of leading. I think our guys are finally took over the team where, the coaches don't have to always harp on things. I think there were some players who did some things this week that hopefully we can keep doing that made us a better team tonight. You've seen the difference in the defense. They didn't let up. 25 points in which one of the touchdowns was, a fluke, really. But they did some things this week that was amazing to me. All week long, I've kind of sat back a little bit more and got to watch some guys step up and become leaders and really lead us this week. And hopefully this is a growth of our team. I've been harping on it all year about growing, and I think tonight our leaders took over. I didn't yell. I think it's the first game you probably didn't see the reactions from me at all, even when we made mistakes. More because I didn't have to. Our leadership, especially on our left and right, did a good job of saying it themselves. Finally stepping up and holding their own teammates accountable instead of the coaches always holding them accountable. So big ups to our players for stepping up, and our coaches, our assistant coaches doing a great job of preparation. And we just allowed the players to finally, take this team as theirs, and finally they did it.
Coach, obviously, you love to get that first home win. We talked about it all year. You've been able to put together kind of a complete game where the offense was clicking. You had some games where you scored a lot of points, but you most of the time managed to give up a couple more. And same thing on the defensive side. You had some great defensive performances and not been able to put up a lot of points on the offensive side. What did you do differently this week that allowed you to finally have what you've been talking about all year, which is everybody plays, and what the heck, even in special teams, you're 10 for 10 tonight.
Right. Leadership. Like I said, one thing we changed this week, man. Dak came back this week, so that was a big, not so much of a big change, but took some of the pressure off Reginald having to play quarterback. Reginald was the last time he played quarterback? 2 years, 3 years?
Sophomore year.
Yep. So that's about 4 years. So no knock against him. He done a great job as an athlete coming in and helping us keep moving. But Dak has, if you would have seen, this is what you've seen in Green Bay. This is why we won the Green Bay game. He stepped up as a leader and started to move our offense in the right direction. And then we had some backwards things. Reginald did a great job against Nebraska, but Dak has really taken over this team. It's his team. It's not my team. It's his team. It's a quarterback. And I thought he did a great job of leading us. Even at times where he felt like he missed something, he was more like, you could see the enthusiasm, like, come back to it, or, hey, I want to do this, and I'm comfortable with this. Well, I let him do it. And finally he took the step as a quarterback that we've needed, and really took on the challenge instead of backing away from it. Even when he missed the post. If you watched him, he came back and hit the corner. He missed the corner, came back and hit it later. I think he had a big monstrous night, and because he was tuned into the game, not so much me trying to be there, me guiding him. He did a great job of just taking over this game. And, with his enthusiasm, now Reginald steps up and wants to make more plays, and the O-line wants to block harder. The running back, big ups to Julian coming in and giving us a real spark at the second level. But because of Dak's enthusiasm and leadership tonight, you got to see what our team can be with a leader leading us. And he did a great job, man. All props to him. And, from there, the rest of the team just took over. And defensively, linebacker played well. We had some great stops. Remember, this team, we gave up 100 yards against them in Bemidji. Tonight, I think we gave up way less than that. And, the turnovers, we got the turnovers when we needed them. 2 picks. We should have had 4. But at the same time, man, give the props up to the defense. We played a complete game for the first time this season, and you got to see what we can be as a dominance if we play a complete game.
Well, Coach, actually, you got 2 starters back. I said on the radio, Dak coming back as quarterback and Ray
Yeah.
wide receiver. So really, you get 2 starters back. But Dak, talk a little bit about that time you've had off just to kind of sit back and maybe learn the offense and sit back and watch the game. What did you get from that?
Yeah, like me and one of my coaches, Coach Sanchez, my quarterback coach, we were talking about when I went down, it was definitely something rough to go through because I had never been injured like that and missed any time. But we also said it could also be a blessing because when I missed those 2 to 3 weeks, I was able to sit back, watch, spend more time with the coaches, see film without having to actually do it. So now that I've come back, it feels like the game's maybe slowed down a little bit for me, and I'm just trying to take off from there.
It's always nice to hear you say it slowed down. Reggie, what was it like being back at wide receiver, that position where you started that?
It was exciting. It was exciting to be back, and especially with Dak at quarterback, and to actually be able to communicate with the wide receivers more. I like talking on the field, and the running back, we get to have fun. So I was able to be a little more of myself, a little more free, and I can communicate with my teammates a little more.
Coach, we always want to talk about the offense and defense, but I thought your offensive and defensive line both played great tonight. Dak got a lot of time on the make passes, and your defense, the line did a great job, and your D-backs did well.
Yeah, I mean, big props to both sides of the ball up front. I mean, if you think about the way Nick and Nate, I mean, we struggled a little bit over the snaps early, but when Nate started getting the snaps up, man, the blocking turned on. You know, Cam stepped up tonight. Everybody lifted an eyebrow when I let Hernandez go this week, and, you know, I got questioned about that, but nobody's questioning me anymore, are you? See, I mean, when we watch film, Cam has been not just blocking, but he's been punishing people. And to watch him tonight play a full game, he did a great job of punishing someone. You know, and that's what I've been watching on film. I mean, he's just been bringing it a lot, and, you know, I had to let him go. Finally, you know, let him play. You know, finally, he's just been really out. He suit up but don't play. But, I mean, big ups to all 3 of them. And D-line, big ups, all of them. I mean, at some point, every D-lineman made a play. And that's what we haven't had all year long. Every D-lineman making a play. We even missed some sacks. I mean, think about how many sacks we actually missed. Then we had at least 4, but we missed a couple. But the thing about it all is they all was bringing pressure at some point in the game. And I think being fresh all the time, which we've had a lot of D-linemen suit lately, but to be fresh. And, I mean, you know, Deon DeBoe, hopefully he's not, you know, real bad injury-wise, but he brings a different presence off that end. You know, and to see him come off that end, make the quarterback move, and then our D tackle and our other D ends crashing in, man, it was a beautiful thing to watch. But when you talk about a team game, and finally, I think if we can keep the leadership going, you will see the growth of this team, you know, where I can step back and they hold themselves accountable. And this is the first game I really can say I've watched them hold themselves accountable and not really expect me to hold them accountable. You know, I'm just happy not to have to scream. I actually have my voice tonight, which is good. You know, but I think Dak was looking at me to scream at him a few times, but I didn't. I smiled and said, hey, you just missed him. So big ups to them.
Well, you were talking about the defensive line. It seemed to me like there on some of those, there were a lot of plays where you did ultimately get the sack, but you didn't necessarily get it the first guy that got to the quarterback. It seemed like the secondary played an unbelievable game back there. Some of that certainly was pressure, but some of it was even when the quarterback had time, there wasn't anywhere to go with the football. No. Eventually, the pressure was going to get there.
Well, the one thing we preached all week was play the call. Play the call your coaches give you, and trust the man next to you. If we trusted the man next to us against Iowa, that last touchdown wouldn't have happened. Okay, so tonight they trusted each other. And that's what you get to see when they trust each other and let the next man do his job instead of somebody else. When I get you out of your zone, you leave a hole open when you're trying to do somebody else's job. Tonight, they all played their zone, which you got to see how we can look in the secondary. When we manned up, we did a great job of manning. When we played zone, we trusted the man next to us, and that's what the beauty was. You know, when they gave the D-line a second opportunity at the quarterback by just simply playing their zone, and they did a great job of doing it instead of jumping out of it so fast.
Great job, guys.
Hey, appreciate it, guys.